Stay tuned after the review for a special message from yours truly, Tzilla54. Hello everyone, Tzilla54 is my name, and welcome to another review of a movie monster series figures toy line. And now, so for today's video, I'll be introducing 3 villain monsters, which you're all familiar with, but if not, then let's go with the introduction. So, the villain number 1 we have today is the movie monster series Titanosaurus. And I wanted to say that I've been waiting for so long to get my hands on Titanosaurus because I always remember him as one of the original toy line where it comes with Godzilla 1975 and Titanosaurus set. And that's what makes me remember the good old days, since I never got the original one, but this is the newer figure since it was released since last year, 2025. But let's go over the detail. So here we have Titanosaurus, and I love how he's got all those colorful skin all the way down to his tail. And his tail was so big that it could open. But in this case, I was hoping that the SH Monster Arts would be able to make something like this, to make it like the fin go up and down. But in this figure, you can't do anything about the tail. And moving on in the back, here's one of his fins from head to the bottom. Then we got the card of the figure. And there's Titanosaurus, both Japanese and English. And here is Godzilla license. And there's a back of a card and see what movie he's from. He's from Terror of Mechagodzilla. Or in this case, Mechagodzilla's Counterattack, the actual translation. Then there's a bunch of Japanese words that I can't read. But yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to learn Japanese nowadays. But there's a silhouette of Titanosaurus. Alright. Now let's go over with the articulation. The articulation on the head, you could go about 360 degrees. But it's kind of weird for me to do so because I don't like the way how his fin was like disconnected from the back of his head, and then you have to fix it right back, which is very weird, honestly. Then we got those antennas, which I don't know what's the purpose of those antennas, but leave me in the comments of what are those antennas for, because I'm not so sure what makes it so weird about Titanosaurus, but I'm not gonna go overreacted about how this figure looks. It's just one of those things that I remember as a kid. And here we have Titanosaurus's eyes. It looks so golden that I forgot to mention how golden it was. And on both sides right here. Man, this one is very amazing. Oh, and there's a tongue right here too. Like, can you see the tongue? Yeah, there you go. There you can see the tongue. But anyway, articulation. So you can move the arm for about 360 degrees, but when you're about to move the arms for about 360 degrees, sometimes the finger might have hit the thigh. But if you want to move around like this, just stretch it a little bit, and then you'll be able to reach for about 360 degrees. So look at the chest plate here. I actually never knew how Titanosaurus looks like when he was like muscular. It's no wonder he's stronger than Godzilla, since I watched the movie. Alright, now for the legs, you could also go about 360 degrees. Same thing with this leg, like so. And about the tail, you can't do it. There's no movement on the tail, so you can't go left and right. But what you could do is that if you have this figure in your collection, you could swing his tail, go left and right to make it like a tornado or a heavy storm, which he does in the movie. Now, at the bottom of the feet, then we have Toho Company, which this figure is based of 1975 film. And here's his name at the bottom. Then we got then we got Made in China and Bandai. All right, now that I covered Titanosaurus, let's move along to villain number 2. And it is Gabera. The movie monster series Gabera from the 1969 film All Monsters Attack, which is the worst Godzilla movie I ever watched. Because I don't understand why there's no monsters attacking the city. But to be honest with you, I really don't like that movie. I really don't like that movie that much. Because you'll know why I don't like that movie. But anyway, the detail. But look how ugly he is. But I mean, beside his skin, and he's got this hair, which he does in the movie, and it's very highly detailed, and I like it very much. And then we got horns from his head to his neck. Then we got more plates going on his body, which is for protection. And we got his closed fist, which he's ready to punch. And his open hand, which he's ready to grab Manila and electrocute him. And yes, that's his power. And that's how he grabbed Manila and electrocute him. And then there's his teeth right here. And his teeth are so sharp that it's almost like toothpicks. Then getting closer to the eyes. His eyes are so freaky. They're so freaky looking. And he also got those ears on both sides. But now let's see what's behind him. And as you can see, he does have a little bit of tail at the bottom, which I don't think he meant to have a tail. But I could be wrong. Then all the way down to his feet. Then there's his Toho and Bandai. And I forgot about the card. So this is his card. The Gabera, both Japanese and English, again. And I'll show you what's inside of the card. And there's a back of a card, and here's the movie title about Godzilla, Manila, and Gabera, All Monsters Attack. And it was directed by Ishiro Honda himself. Which he was a great director, but I don't like where this guy came from. So I don't like this movie that much, because I thought it might be, I don't know, but it kind of reminds me of a Japanese version of Home Alone. No, but like this movie is more like a Japanese version of Home Alone, like where a kid gets kidnapped by kidnappers. But anyway, you get the idea. And last but not least, we are going to the third and final figure, or should I say third and final villain of the Movie Monster Series toy line. And it's the moment you all been waiting for. And it's the legendary, the Showa King Ghidorah. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. here we have the official movie monster series King Ghidorah, 1964. And yes, that's what the movie comes out in 1964. And he is so cool, in my opinion, because I love the way his eyes and in his face. But one thing I like to mention is that it almost remind me of Heisei King Ghidorah action figure, but except for this head closed and only two of those heads were open. But it wouldn't it be better if they would have this mouth closed mouth head to be in the middle, and then we have two open mouths on left and right. So don't you think they might have done something like that? But enough of that. So let's go with articulation. And here we have the legs down there, which they can go over 360 degrees. Same with this leg. And there's no articulation on three of these necks, which is kind of sad, really. But hey, if you have the Heisei King Ghidorah, then that's fine, because that's exactly what it is. And now we have the wings. And the wings are very bright and very highly detailed. And I love how the wings will go like curved instead of like straight out, just like the Heisei King Ghidorah. Or maybe, no, the wings are just like the same but different. So there's no articulation on necks, wings, and a tail. But here we have the tail. So I love how the scales were so tiny. And I just wonder, how long does it take for them to create some scales by the tip of the tails? Alright, so now I'm going to show you the card, his very official King Ghidorah card, sorry. I don't know why I said Godzilla card. So here's the King Ghidorah card from 1964 film. Then here's what's inside of this card. And a nice silhouette of King Ghidorah. Then here's a back of a card. Sorry, I keep on hitting the camera. Okay, let me zoom right in. So here you go. There's a movie title on the back of a card, which is Ghidorah, the Three-Headed Monster. And one more thing I wanted to say about King Ghidorah. So I really love King Ghidorah, but I don't like him like he's a bad guy in the movie. And that's why I'm like, Godzilla's gonna bring you down, King Ghidorah. Yeah, that sort of thing. Okay, so now overall, the necks of King Ghidorah, it looks very smooth. But it could also be something like, I don't know, silky. Maybe that's the word I was looking for. Alright. And then here's his body. And this big chest on both sides, and this is where they got it from. This is where they got it from the movie. And another thing that I would like to add is that I just wish you could move the wings backwards and forward, but no, it's It's just like every other King Ghidorah figures that you guys have in your collection. And nothing you can do about the wings, as a matter of fact. But I do love the head sculptures as well. But still, I'm kind of a little disappointed about this head being closed, and this could have gone in the middle, and then those two heads could be on left and right. And that would have been amazing, in my opinion. Alright, so now that I covered 3 of these monsters, I'm going to go ahead and give you a size comparison. But before I forget, I almost forgot to mention about Gabera's articulation. So Gabera's articulation goes 360 degrees on both arms. Nothing on the head, nothing on the legs, and or the torso, because I just noticed that the torso right here, it feels like you could move on left and right, but you can't. It's just sealed. But that's what it is. Alright, so now that I covered 3 of these guys, I'm going to pick one. Now, I'm going to pick one and give you a size comparison to the monster villains. We're going to get Mechagodzilla 1975 figure right here. And just like that, now that we have 2 villains in Terror of Mechagodzilla, and I just need Godzilla 1975 in order to complete the cast from the film. So now you have Mechagodzilla 1975. Then we will bring Gigan 1972 Bandai America. Hold on. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, so that's how big they are. And finally we're gonna bring one of the monsters that is not a villain. And we're going to bring SH Monster Arts Jet Jaguar. And that's the only thing I would make a size comparison to Jet Jaguar and Titanosaurus. Okay, so now I'll show you another size comparison to Gabera. And here you are. Perfect. So that's how big they are right now. And I'm going to bring out Mechagodzilla and Gigan together. So now we got Mechagodzilla that's taller than Gabera and Gigan, because why not? And finally, we will bring out the final villain, King Ghidorah. And let's compare them to other monsters, such as Gigan, Mechagodzilla, and Jet Jaguar. So here's what Gigan looks like compared to King Ghidorah. Then we'll bring Mechagodzilla here. Looks like he's still taller than the Showa King Ghidorah, and that's because of his head. Oh, I think it's a little bit inch. It's a little bit inch of the King Ghidorah. It's a little bit inch over King Ghidorah. Then finally, we will go ahead and bring Jet Jaguar right next to Showa King Ghidorah. And there you have it. And that's the review of 3 movie monster series villains. And also I also have three. I also have 3 more. I have 3 more figures and 3 more Godzilla figures, which total of 6 movie monster series. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this will cover up that if you manage to get these figures in your collection, and I hope this helps a lot. And thank you so much for enjoying this video, and I hope you like it. So, as always, guys, take care, and I hope to see you next time. Bye. Hello, and welcome to our special message from yours truly, Tzilla54. And yes, your eyes did not deceive you. I just got my very own monitor, the keyboard, and the tower, which I will power up right now, because you'll see how amazing this is. So it's got some fans down there, and here is what's inside. Give me a second. Okay. So colorful. And let me see if this is gonna... And yes, this is the Samsung monitor up here. Give me a second. I'm just gonna put it back where it was. And yes, and if you see, this keyboard is very amazing. I really enjoyed typing it so far. It was the best birthday ever. So yeah, I didn't have time to record on my birthday because I still got plans with my figures that I'm going to review later in the future. And also I also made very special on my monitor, and we'll be right back. Just a few minutes. And bam. And this is my very own wallpaper that I've been meaning to add this to my monitor, because this is my idea of having my own monitor like this. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And this is the end of the special message of this video. And again, I hope you enjoyed this video so far. And I hope this doesn't boring you too much or whatever. But anyway, that's all I wanted to show you guys. So again, stay safe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.